Hello and welcome. The objective of this session is to familiarize the participants with predictive and prescriptive HR analytics. Before we move ahead with some examples, let us try to understand the meaning of predictive HR analytics. It is a very beautiful book written by Edwards and Edwards, and the authors have explained the term predictive HR analytics as the systematic application of predictive modeling using inferential statistics to existing HR related data in order to inform judgments about possible causal factors driving key HR related performance indicators. Now, this definition may look little complex or complicated, but there are few terms which we need to understand before we move ahead. The first is that it's a systematic application. That means there is a series of steps that one needs to follow. Second is that it makes use of predictive modeling and inferential statistics. Now, predictive modeling is a kind of mathematical model where we are using some independent variables to predict the dependent variable. And the term inferential statistics means you have a sample and you are trying to create some inference about the population by making that sample as the data set. And then you are having some knowledge about the causal factors. That means whenever you are using predictive HR analytics, you should have some variables or some factors, and you should also be aware about which is dependent and which is independent. The independent variables or independent factors may also be called as the possible causal factors. And then you should also be aware about what is the objective. That means what is the performance indicator or metric that we are aiming at. So by understanding these 4, 5, 6 terms, we should move ahead. Now the most common thing that has been used by the practitioners is regression. Although there are other statistical techniques like comparison of mean, analysis of variance, and a few more. But regression is a technique which has been used by the practitioners in order to make predictions about the dependent variable by making use of the existing independent variable. Now, there are authors which have given the applications of predictive in a beautiful way. Now, this book, again written by Edwards and Edwards, it talks about the common applications with a lot of case studies. Now, I cannot explain all the cases, but the most common examples which the authors have cited is, for example, you can calculate or assess the impact of learning and development intervention on organizations' performance. Because it is always said that it is difficult to calculate the ROI on the training and learning, but using the predictive model, you can possibly calculate the impact. Similarly, now there are algorithms and mathematical models which can help you to predict employee performance and even employee turnover. Now, similarly, there are some analytics which can help you to analyze the workforce in a much effective way. Also, you can perform a set of diversity analytics and employee engagement surveys using predictive HR analytics. Now, let us try to do a small exercise by using a small dummy set. Now, in this exercise, you are a boss and you feel that you are a good boss or a good manager, and you have created an excellent culture in your department in comparison to the other departments in the organization, and you believe that this culture is one of the important reasons for employee performance. However, your organization feels that the of the employees salary and the benefits of the employees is largely driving the individual performance. Now the HR has been assigned a task to gauge the situation and come up with the set of predictors of employee performance, and they are also supposed to come up with the measures to enhance the performance in the future. Now this problem looks a simple problem of predictive analytics. Although before you get into predictive analytics, you should perform some descriptive and diagnostic analytics as well. Now, before you go on to the data set, you again need to articulate and find out what are the questions that I should answer by looking at this problem. And the possible questions that you may need to answer is, number one, is there a significant correlation between employees' perception towards culture and their individual performance? Similarly, you may have another question that whether salary or compensation influences the performance of an individual. Also, you can think about, can salary and culture be the potential causal factors for individual performance? Can we create or can we come up with a mathematical model or equation which can be used to predict the individual performance in future? And then most important is, what are the precise recommendations that the HR should make in order to strengthen the performance in future? Now you have some questions which are from descriptive and diagnostic analytics, some are from maybe predictive, and probably the last question that you can see is from prescriptive analysis. Here you are trying to prescribe. Although I've not talked about what is it, but this question may also be there in your mind. Now look at the data sheet and try to find out how does the data look like. Now this data sheet, let me increase the size a bit. Now this data sheet has got four variables. The first variable is a simple employee code of your department. For example, you are heading the sales department, so you have a data set of about 37 employees. And then you have the employee performance rating. This is from 1 to 5. Although since I know the data, I can tell you. Otherwise, you can use simple descriptive analytics to find out what is the minimum and maximum value in the data set. Similarly, you have some values of the perception about the culture. Again, it looks like that it is from 1 to 5. And then there is a last column which is the cost to company or CTC in lakh. So against every employee code, the salary has been written. Now you have to make an assessment now. If you want to use regression in order to predict the employee performance on the basis of the perception towards culture and CTC, and you have some hypotheses. For example, your hypothesis is that the culture impacts the performance, whereas the HR department claims that it's not the culture of the department, it's about the salary and the CTC, which is largely influencing the performance. I am sure that most of you or some of you must be aware about the assumptions of regression. I am skipping that considering the time constraint. So let us look at the Excel function. Now, normally there is a data analysis add-in tool pack that you can use in MS Excel in order to calculate or do some small analytic function. If this is not there, then you have to install it using the method given. So in data analytics, this is an add-in function. Some of you may not have, but you need to understand how do we install it. So using this data analytic function, you can simply find descriptive statistics. Now descriptive statistics may talk about the mean, median, mode, standard deviation, skewness, and much more. And then you have some other statistical options available. But as of now, we are interested in knowing, number one, the correlation between these three variables, and then if there is some correlation, then we may like to go for the regression. Now when you go for regression, you should know which is dependent variable and which is independent variable, correct? So before going to regression, let us perform small correlation analysis. So correlation, you click on OK and you select the range. Now the range has already been given, column B to column D, correct? So these are the columns. I have to tick label in first row, and you want to see the output in new worksheet. Just click OK. Now you will get another sheet which talks about the simple correlation or Pearson correlation between these three variables. Now the correlation between employee performance and perception towards culture is almost zero, although it is in negative, but it is minus 0.007, whereas the correlation score between CTC and employee performance is quite high, which means that CTC and performance are positively associated to each other. Now, it does not mean that CTC is responsible for performance, but it actually shows that there is a significant positive correlation between the two, whereas this correlation looks insignificant, although we don't have the p values here. But looking at the value of the beta, or sorry r, we can tell that this looks little weak. But now let us look at the regression analysis. Regression analysis can simply tell us that whether we can use CTC to predict the employee performance or not. So you click on regression, click on OK, and then you have to select the Y range regression. So input Y range is the CTC, sorry, is the employee performance. So from B1 to B38, or you can select it again, B1 to B38, and then you have to tell what is the X range. Now X is the range for the independent variables, Y is the range for the dependent. For X, I have given C1 to D38. This is the two variables. The first row contains labels, and you want to see the outcome in the new sheet. I'm not looking at as of now the residuals because it will take a lot of time to understand. Let's click, and this small analysis can give you the feedback. Now, there are 2-3 things that you need to learn. I think some of you must be aware about this. So in this regression model, we look at largely 3 things. One is we look at the R square and then the adjusted R square. Adjusted R square looks good, which means 72% of the variance can be explained by the two independent variable, which looks good. Now whether this is significant or not, then we look at the significance value here, and now this value you have to convert it into number. So if this value is less than 0.05, that means the R square is significant. And similarly, you look at the intercepts. Here you have the coefficients or the intercept values. Now look at this value and this value and this value. This is constant, and these are the beta 1 and beta 2. Now if you have to write a regression equation, you can say y is equal to constant plus this value multiplied by the perception about culture plus this value multiplied by the CTC. So that means CTC is largely able to predict almost 70% of the variation in the performance of the employee. So if you had an hypothesis that the perception towards culture contributes or influences the performance, then you have to reject that, whereas you have to accept the hypothesis which says that CTC influences employee performance, and you can justify your answer. Now I think you have got answers to most of your questions except for the last question. You can create an equation, you can tell whether both of them are causal or only one of them. You have seen the correlation value between the three, so you can give answers to all this except the last one. Now the last one means what should be the recommendation, what should be the prescription. Now in order to make the recommendation, you may recommend a company that there is a lot of variation in the salaries. Now if you look at the data file, you can see the CTC, the highest value looks to be 11 and the lowest value looks to be 11, 3. So you may recommend maybe some interventions. For example, you may say the company should do job evaluation or salary benchmark, because there is a lot of difference in the salaries, and this difference is causing dissatisfaction and then the performance. Correct. Although there can be a lot of mediating variables, moderating variables between these two, so you can go for further analysis if you have some more data and information, but it looks good to begin with. Correct. Now let us also understand what is prescriptive HR analytics. Now prescriptive HR analytics, for most of the authors or for most of the practitioners, it is an extension to predictive. In predictive, you only have a mathematical model to forecast and predict the values of future. Whereas in prescriptive, you suggest and you devise an action plan on the basis of the data and the predictive analytics that you have performed. And more often people use high-end models. People use machine learning and AI or computerized modeling in order to perform the analytics and improve their decisions. For example, one may use artificial neural network, which is good in order to identify and estimate known linear relationships. I'm sure some of you would be aware that the regression analysis can only predict linear relationships. If you have a non-linear relationship, then you may use artificial neural network ANN. I think our software has an option of performing ANN, wherein you have some input data, you have some decision variable, and you may use optimization tools in order to do some mathematical modeling. But unfortunately, only 3% of the organizations are able to reach at this level. But still, companies are, or some authors are suggesting we should use prescriptive analytics, and there are some research that has been going in order to use prescriptive analytics in recruitment optimization or predicting employee performance during pre-hire phase. Similarly, there are papers which are suggesting how should we identify employees who are most likely to quit by using prescriptive HR analytics. Identify and then the action also. Correct. So there is a long way to go, but we should learn in order to make our department more persuasive. So to conclude, analytics is an important dimension to transform HR into a persuasive function. It is important to understand the context as well as the statistical analysis, but merely knowing these will not serve the purpose. We should have a lot of other competencies, a lot of other skills in order to derive maximum value out of it. Thank you so much. Hope to see you in the next video.